Hey guys, Brewery 602 Beer Reviews here, at Brewery 602 on Instagram. My name is Marcus. And today I'm going to do something a little different. I've done this in the past, kind of comparing, contrasting beers of the same style. And right now we just hit August. We're barely the first week in August, and the Oktoberfest / Märzen beers are coming out. So if you've watched the channel long enough, you know I am a sucker for Märzen. I'm a sucker for Oktoberfest beer. I'm a sucker for pumpkin beer. Again, you know, growing up, born and raised in Arizona, that when those beers come out, it signifies fall. It signifies, we don't actually have a fall here, by the way. We only have, you know, warm summer, cool summer, hot summer. That's all we have. So if you ever move here, just letting you know right now, it's just cool summer, warm summer, hot summer, and sometimes extremely hot summer. That's all we have in Arizona. So we really don't have any seasons. But anyways, during the August, September, we start to cool down a little bit in October. But so those Oktoberfest is like the signal for cooler weather. And so like just drinking those beers even makes you feel cooler. Now, I am like drenched right now. I was just in the garage canning my Märzen. So we'll get to that here in a minute. But anyway, I thought I would do some compare contrast on some beer, and let's check it out. So far I have Sam Adams just released their Oktoberfest. This is iconic to me. I love this beer. I drink it when I go to restaurants. It's readily available on tap, different places, different, you know, craft beer bars, or not craft beer bars. They don't really have this stuff, but it would be available like at, you know, just any bar, you know, any bar. I mean, pretty much restaurants, bars, they all carry Sam Adams Oktoberfest. So this is a, you know, classic for me. It is in the style of a Märzen. And by the way, Märzen beer is just German, like a German dark lager. Märzen is the strength, usually in the 5% range. This is 5.3% ABV from Sam Adams. Now, next is Sierra Nevada's Oktoberfest. Sierra Nevada usually does a collaboration with a German brew house. I guess this year they didn't, probably for obvious reasons. Again, though, this is 5.5% ABV, their Oktoberfest, and I always look forward to these two beers right here. I always look forward to these two, so it's so much fun. Oh, and have Pollener did their Oktoberfest Märzen. This one's coming in at 5.8% ABV, so a little bit bigger yet. Pollener, their pills, and the Hefeweizens, golly, they're so good. And extremely, extremely consistent beer. I have craft beer, Huss, Arizona Oktoberfest. This particular beer comes in at, let's see if I can find it quickly, 5.5%. So again, right on the nose there. They're quick to release their Oktoberfest, so they did it pretty quick. And so is Santan. That's in Chandler, Arizona, and also Phoenix. They did their Oktoberfest, and this is one of the local Märzens that I really, really do look forward to as well. And then I have a no label, well, I wrote Märzen on there, I didn't write Märzen. This is homebrew, kind of homebrew, and we'll get to that in a minute. So anyway, 6 Oktoberfest beer here that I want to just do a quick compare and contrast. Quick, I don't know, this video is probably longer than I've already done ever. And I'm gonna put these in a order that I want to taste them in, because I mean, why the hell not, right? Save that one for last. All right, so let's begin the video. Let's see what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna get some tools, like some glassware and stuff like that, and we'll check it out. All right, so first off, we have Sam Adams Oktoberfest. Again, coming in at 5.3% ABV. Always look forward to Sam Adams' release of this beer. And again, it's readily available pretty much everywhere. Oh, cool, look, in the cap. Cheers. So let's pour it out here. Got my little strong beer festival tasters. So the beer does pour a extremely clear amber color. It has that really nice amber hue to it. Nice white compact bubbles on there. Off-white, khaki I should say, I'm sorry. But yeah, honey, looks like honey in a glass. It looks fantastic. Let me get a drive-by aroma. Yeah, that's, you know, Sam Adams, their Märzen, you could really tell it's theirs. It has almost like a house yeast kind of thing going, like that Boston lager, you know, it's Sam Adams. You could pick it out from any other beers. You could go blindfolded, you know it's Boston lager all the way. This, you know, is a Sam Adams Oktoberfest. I've had it so much that I could recognize the aroma right away, and it's just, oh my God, I love it. Bready, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of that crystal malt character, really bright lager yeast character to it. Has the warming feel that a Märzen should have. So I'm gonna taste on it. Cheers. Nice medium mouthfeel. Those crystal malts, like that caramel, that bready malt comes through, but it also has a nice dry, crispness to it. Did I say Christmas? Crispness. Anyway, it's very crisp, and that drying character wants you to keep diving back in for more. Yeah, so consistent, so well executed. Sam Adams Oktoberfest, that's so delicious. I'll put that off to the side, and let's check out Sierra Nevada's offering Oktoberfest. This one's a little bit bigger. It's 5.5% ABV. Always look forward to this. I like the collaboration deal. They did a collaboration with, I think, Pollener, Weisstefan, you know, different German breweries. So I'm sure they'll get back to it. It's just, I'm sure the pandemic had something to do with that. But always looking forward to the Sierra Nevada because it's consistent, you know. Same thing here. I mean, we have a nice, you know, amber hue to it. It's a little bit darker than the Oktoberfest from Sam Adams, but you know, a little darker hue to it, a little bit darker head on this as well. Very, very, very tight, compact bubbles, but also just crystal clear. I mean, it's a beautiful looking pour of beer. Let me get a drive-by aroma. This one has a lot more hops to it. You get a brighter floral hop character, maybe a touch of earthiness in there in the background as well, but that floral hop character is very, very pronounced. Maybe like a Tettnang or, you know, traditional hops were used in this, but probably quite a bit. They may have even done like really late hop additions because you do get those hop oils. Yeah, there's also that caramel, you know, breadiness in the background. You know that this is a Märzen whenever you take the aroma in, so it actually does have a very good hue to it, or a good aroma to it, but the hop character is actually a little bit more overpowering than you would think of in a Märzen style or Oktoberfest style beer. But again, Sierra Nevada is known for their hops, man. They are one of the best at hops. So the fact that there's hops in the aroma is, you know, a tribute to Sierra Nevada. They're doing their own thing. I'm gonna taste on it. Cheers. Yeah, way hoppier. It is hop forward for a Märzen, which is fine. I mean, no one's entering this into a competition to see if it meets the BJCP style guidelines, which it probably does, actually. I'm sure you know, because the hops could be really high, but more hop forward. The mouthfeel's slightly thinner than the Sam Adams offering, but still autumnal, still has that little bit of a warming character in the background, still delicious. Does it sound like I like fall beers or what? So the next offering is Pollener. This is a classic, 5.8%. So they're a little bit higher on the scale. Of course, these are Munich, Germany, Pollener. Always look forward to the actual German fest beers, Märzens that come out here, because they're the ones that, you know the style the most. So let's see what we got here. So right off the bat, the Pollener is a lot lighter and a different hue to it. It's not necessarily amber. It has more of a yellow tint to it. I mean, it's still in the amber category, but it almost pours like fest beer. So very interesting. It's between a fest beer color and a Märzen color. If you want to see the difference, look at that. It's hard to tell on camera, but in person, you definitely know they're different beer. Didn't pour too much of a head on it, but it is off-white type compact bubbles. You can try Aroma. So this is classic German yeast. You get a big burst of lager yeast, a little bit of that salinity to it, has that like sea salt kind of character in the background, but has good bready malt to support the yeast aroma along with the hop aroma. More earthy hops on this one, not as floral. Yeah. The aroma is completely different than either Sam Adams or Sierra Nevada. It's coming from a different angle. It does have more of like that fest beer German lager character to it. So of course they're going to do it differently there, and different water and all that. And you can definitely tell in the aroma. Let me get a taste on it. Cheers. That's delicious. God, I'm a sucker for these beers. That's delicious. It's has the hop character is like amazing. Has like a nice German. It's hard to describe. If you drink a lot of like actual like German or Czech pills or German lagers and stuff like that, it feels like traditional German lager. Tastes like a traditional German lager with a little bit more of that malt character to it. So you give it a little bit more malts, a little bit more of this, a little bit more like hops, and boom, this Märzen is fantastic. Man, it's going to be hard to follow that one. So next is a Huss beer, Oktoberfest, cool can art. Huss is one of the older breweries here in Arizona. They've been around for quite a long time, and are very consistent with their beer. So never a bad time if you're at a bar in Arizona and they have Huss beer on tap. Pick it up, try it out. It's always delicious. So this one is traditional. This is it's amber in color. Has a good unfiltered clarity to it. It's still very clear. You can tell it's not really a filtered beer, but still extreme, like a lagering, right? Natural flocculation, but very nice, tight, compact. I mean, it's like froth just poured. So that is sexy on a beer. That's the stupidest thing to say. I'm gonna try by Aroma. Oh yeah. So anyway, I forgot to say it's 5.5% ABV. So very right on the mark. Not very big aromatics out of this one. Did pour a big head on there, but the aromatics are more in that floral to to caramel to bready kind of aroma. Yeah, not big aromatics at all. The other ones have really huge aromatics. This one's a little bit more tame. I'm not getting too much of the yeast character. I'm getting a little bit of the hops. They come along as, more earthy and floral, and a little bit of that malt character, but not like jumping out at me or anything like that. I'm gonna taste on it. Cheers. So Completely different than all the other ones, right? This one, it's almost as if, you know, my palate is just so goofy. The first thing that pops in my head is water. It seems like the water has been treated to try to mimic something, but maybe a little bit too much of a, you know, too much. Like, so the salinity is a little bit too high. Very crisp beer, a little bit sweet though. I'm not saying it's cloying, but Oktoberfest typically should be like a dry and have a perception of sweetness. This is a little bit sweet. Still very enjoyable beer. If I were to have this blind, I might guess it was a Märzen, but it has a lot of characteristics of like an amber, you know, an amber lager, and not really a Märzen, and that could be the yeast that was used, perhaps. But anyways, still a very good beer. Let's move on to the next one. Santan Oktoberfest. I love Santan beers. You guys seen the videos already. I mean, sucker for Mr. Pineapple, Moon Juice. I mean, they just go on and on with their beers. Devil's Ale. It's just, they're a fantastic brewery. Love Santan. And they have great food, and they distill, and they have great drinks and mixed drinks and atmosphere, and every single thing about this brewery is awesome. So this particular one comes in at 5.5% ABV. Again, that's very traditional. Now here we're definitely pouring an amber color, a little bit like almost towards the brownish area. It's like amber brown. Definitely lagered beer, unfiltered lager beer, and a nice compact khaki colored head on it. So I'm gonna get a dry-by aroma. Wow. So the aromatics here are, again, very floral. Remind me of Sierra Nevada. The hop character in there, very, very floral. It's a hiked up IBU on this thing. You could definitely get that. And then in the background, you get some of that crystal malt character, that bready malt character, a little bit of toast kind of thing, wheat toast. Yeah, I mean, the aromatics are really nice. They pop right out and they smell fresh and clean. The beer actually smells cold, which is, you can't smell cold, I don't think. I don't know. But anyways, it smells like cold. The yeast characters in there. It even has like almost a German yeast kind of thing going on with it. I'm going to get a taste on it. Cheers. Yeah, that's really good. That's fantastic. Dry, like earthy, floral, bready, autumnal, like just you want to keep drinking this beer. Yeah, you want to keep drinking this beer. Man, that's really, really good. It's crisp. Really, really, really good hop character. It just balances it perfect. I hate that, using balance, but it is balanced. I mean, it's not big this way, not big that way, not too dry. There's no sweetness. There's a perception of sweetness. It matches the BJCP style guideline for Oktoberfest, for Fest beer, or for Märzen. So really good. And finally, if you're still watching, I don't know why I do this to myself. So this is a homebrew. Now, it is not a homebrew. I fermented this beer, but I didn't brew this beer. So our brew club, Arizona Society of Homebrewers, ASH, is doing what we call a Pro-Am competition. Like senior brewers got to team up with a novice brewer, and then got to team up with a commercial brewery, craft brewery. So, you know, I threw my hat in there. I was the quote unquote seasoned brewer. Got to team up with a novice brewer, and then we met Doc Osborne, head brewer at Pedal House in Arizona, Tempe, Arizona. So we got to go to Pedal House to brew a beer, and then that beer, Pedal House will be entering into a competition against the other craft breweries in Arizona. Myself and the novice brewer that was participating in this got to brew the beer. So we were there, got there in the morning. Doc basically said, do this, do that. He did not participate in actually like doing the actual brewing. We actually brewed the beer. He just directed us on how to use the equipment. So we brewed a 15 barrels worth of Märzen that day. And I was able to take 5 gallons of the Märzen, bring it home, and then pitch whatever yeast I wanted to pitch, and then ferment it however I wanted to ferment it. And then we're going to turn it into compete. So I will be using this beer to compete with other home brewers in like categories, so probably lager category. This is category 6A for Märzen, and Doc will do the same, but against the commercial breweries. And I'm hoping whoever wins in the commercial brewery, whoever wins in the home brewery, gets to go head to head. So it would be really cool for me to get judged against whatever Doc at Pedal House does with his beer. Doc Osborne at Pedal House is the best lager brewer in Arizona, and the margin is not even close. His knowledge in lagering and beer making, science and technique is unbelievable. And the fact that I got to spend a whole day brewing with Doc and just soaking in everything, that's you'd pay a lot of money to do that, and I got to do it. So I didn't have to pay anything. So Doc is a heck of a guy. And so anyways, what I ended up doing with this beer is I brought it back. I pitched some Bavarian lager yeast in it and pressure fermented it, lagered it for 4 weeks, and let's crack it open. 5.5% ABV on this one. Again, 5.5 seems to be like the magic number. And I just barely actually canned this. So this was the last can I did. So it's the end of the keg. We'll see what it does. I don't know. Find out here quickly. This is naturally carbonated beer. Again, I did not force carbonate this or anything. It was pressure fermented. So it was fermented in a keg, allowing the yeast to create their own carbonation and capturing that carbonation in the beer, stressing the yeast to a level where they will not put off any off flavors. They kind of protect themselves under pressure and will essentially put out the good stuff. And no, like diacetyl and all that stuff, they really don't do that. So pressure fermentation is the way to go. The beer comes in a very nice, clear, lagered clear. Not, I did not filter this, but it is very clear. And this one's a little bit more gold in color. So this is reminding me more of the Pollener beer. And we brewed a very, very traditional German beer. This is going to be very traditional. And it does have an off-white, tight, compact bubble head on there. And looks very nice in the glass. If I do say so myself, I'm going to get a drive-by aroma. Yeah, so the drive-by is German yeast. So you get that really German yeast character. You do get a little bit of that earthy floral hop character as well. And you do get a very nice bready, malty background. There's also a little bit of like a caramel, what do I want to say here? Like a warm caramel kind of aroma in there. It's very inviting. So let me get a taste on it. Cheers. Super traditional, bready, malty, caramel, has like a little bit of that, you know, wheat bread kind of thing going on, floral character, very dry beer, very dry. Makes you want to just like go back for more. Nice perception of sweetness on this as well. Yeah, Doc knows how to make fantastic beer. I mean, I'm so happy that I was able to take that beer, that wort, and ferment it, turn it into beer, and keep that traditional flavor and keep the traditional style that he's after. I'm just so anxious to taste his. I think they are putting theirs on tap soon. Theirs is finished as well, and I can't wait to take a 4-pack over there with Doc and then compare and contrast our different lagering techniques. So that's going to be exciting. Now, grand finale. As far as, you know, revisiting these beers, I think my favorite out of these is going to be man, they're all good. They're all good. I mean, they're all fantastic beers. Yeah, I mean, you know, I know I'm a sucker for these beers. I know that they are an acquired taste for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like these beers. A lot of people hate pumpkin beer. I love them all. I think they're all fantastic. And if you're into the style, you know, hit me up. You know, leave a comment on there and let me know how crazy I am for doing this long ass video and having 6 beers now, because they're all so good. I don't think I could drain pour any of this stuff. So I have a lot of work ahead of me. God. Anyways, you guys, thank you for watching. If you watch this whole thing, put a comment on there and say I watched the whole thing. You're an idiot. Anyways, my name is Marcus, Brewery 602 Beer Reviews, at Brewery 602 on Instagram. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Cheers.